Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you? Boy, you're here on the right day, my friends, because this is a very, very special Live at the Loom. This is not going to be our usual format. This is going to be a fabulous, really in depth, wonderful discussion with a panel of weavers. And we are going to talk about weaving with chronic pain and physical limitations. Oh, friends, I've so been looking forward to this. And I'm so excited that you're here, and I hope that you will engage. We're going to hear from a lot of amazing people, and as you have questions that you'd like to ask the panel, please put them in the comments. And Lori, our wonderful gatekeeper, is going to keep us moving. By the way, let me not get ahead of myself, just in case we haven't met yet. My name is Chris Acton, and this is Live at the Loom, just a very, very special version today. So normally I would go through and greet all of the fabulous, wonderful people, but we don't want to waste any time today because we have lots to do, my friends. So let me start at the beginning. This was probably a couple months ago, and I was talking to Lori, our gatekeeper from the Netherlands, and she was saying, "Now, Chris, I have an idea." I was like, "Okay, what you got?" And she says, "What about some kind of a video or a conversation about weaving with chronic pain, like having, you have your body hurts all the time, or you have specific things that just don't work like other folks, like you have certain unique circumstances that make what you can do is a little different than maybe someone else." So I was like, okay, this is a wonderful, fabulous idea, and I think that's really worth talking about, especially because the weaving demographic, let's be honest, they're not typically 25-year-olds, right? They're usually 65-year-olds. It's a middle-aged woman typically. Not that everyone has to be, of course we welcome all weavers. However, there's a large percentage of the folks who are weaving now that are older, and as we get older, our bodies break down. That is part of the challenge that we face. So while none of us are medical professionals, today's discussion is just going to be hearing from people and kind of celebrating their experiences to kind of cheer them on. And it's amazing that they're overcoming and working around the challenges they have in their lives. So take it all as a wonderful, inspirational conversation. And I'm going to start things off by inviting Lori onto the stage. Now, Lori is usually my behind the scenes person, so this is a treat to have her on the stage and hear her story. So come on, Lori. There she is.
Why, hello everyone. Hello,
Gorgeous.
Chris.
Right. Hello. So, Lori, I love that you brought up this idea for a conversation. Can you tell a little bit about how it came to you? What has been your experience?
Oh, well, first off, I want to thank you for doing this. And please forgive me, people. I'm really shy, but I also feel very passionate about this topic.
Mhm.
Um, your question is, why do I bring this topic up?
Yeah.
Because I know I can't be alone.
Yeah.
I know I am not the only one who struggle with debilitating pain.
Mhm.
Should I discuss what the conditions I have?
You can, yeah, as much as you want to share.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
no,
So
yeah, rules.
um, I I am still recovering from late stage Lyme disease.
Oof.
So I was in a wheelchair. I could not use my hands,
Oh.
feet. I had trouble to even speak English languages. Um, I was basically a vegetable.
Wow.
But I
That's so
envisioned that
hard.
one day I would get better. And I was in a wheelchair.
Wow.
Now I can sit behind a loom.
Yeah.
I can use my feet because I also have peripheral neuropathy, which is
Which
nerve
is
damage
okay.
in my fingers and hands.
Okay. Okay.
So I had to use the middle part of my fingers to feel the yarn instead because
Mm.
I didn't have any sensation in my
In the
tips.
tip. Okay.
It's still
Okay.
not completely back yet.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And on top of that, I have Crohn's disease. So,
Oh
so,
man. So
so
this topic was so like near and dear to your
this
heart.
is very near to me because I can go to the bathroom like 15 times before 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow. Oh
So,
goodness.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So yeah. Well, and we're so lucky that you found weaving it, that you love it so much that you're willing to find creative solutions.
weaving is therapy.
Yeah.
It's It's physical, mental, spiritual, because you're quiet.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just you with the loom.
Yeah.
No one else is there.
I love that. Yeah.
So
Very
I
nice.
see it as part of my healing journey, because I do envision that one day I won't have electric shocks going through me. I won't be like so being close to the bathroom.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And just to be able to weave a little bit longer without taking frequent breaks. But tell me if I overspeak the topic.
No. I love this. And I love hearing your story about kind of how you got here, because you've been in the community for a very long time now. So it's just been really wonderful, and I treasure you always helping us. So for now then, my friend, I'm going to send you off so you can manage she's got a job to do, folks. She's got
Yeah. I'm the little gnome behind the scenes.
Right,
okay.
Right. Exactly. Thank you so much, Lori, though.
You're welcome.
This wouldn't have happened without you. So thank you, sweetheart.
No, I thank you, Chris.
Absolutely. Okay, so friends, now we're going to bring on our panelists. So let's bring on everyone to our beautiful, look at technology. How amazing is that? Look at these beautiful faces. This is awesome. Okay, so let's kick things off and have people kind of get to know you. So we're going to do introduction. And an introduction, why don't you say your first name, where you live, and how long you've been weaving. We'll just kind of do a little round robin just to kick things off, right? Carol, do you want to get us started?
I'm Carol. I'm in the mid-plains of the U.S. in Nebraska, and I've been weaving for just over a decade.
Oh, I love that. Anne, where are you?
I'm in Cyprus, and I've been weaving for about 4.5 years.
That's awesome. Okay, now, Anne, I'm going to ask a silly question, but for folks that don't know the geography, what is Cyprus near?
We're in the Mediterranean, so between Greece, Turkey, the Holy Land, Egypt, and that end of the Mediterranean.
Yeah. I love that. Excellent. Okay, so what time is it there, Anne?
5:30 in the afternoon, just gone 5:30.
Oh, 5. Okay. So I think that means you're 8 hours ahead of me.
Yeah.
Is that about right? Okay. See, you get major props for figuring that out. I love that. All right, Connie, tell us about you.
I live in Minnesota, Southwest Minnesota. It's a rural country.
Nice.
I have been weaving for 51 years.
Did you say 51 years, Connie?
51.
What? Connie?
Yeah, I started weaving just before my baby was born. And she will be 51 in November.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Very nice. Hair's looking great, Connie. Yes.
Thank you.
Gemma, you go next, my friend. What? Tell us about you.
Okay, I am in Switzerland, so it is 5:30 in the evening. So I'm only an hour earlier than Anne.
Oh, okay.
I'm closer to Spain.
Okay, all right, closer to Carrie. We understand that. Excellent.
Closer to Spain.
Right.
Central European, and I have been weaving about 5 years.
Oh, wonderful.
More or less.
Yeah.
Shortly before COVID started.
Okay. But you have always done crafts and stuff, right, Gemma? I see you doing a lot of other things too.
Yeah. I paint, I try pottery.
Yeah. I understand that. You and Carol.
But painting is my other love.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
And sculpture.
Yeah. And sculpture. I love that. Very good. So. All right. So ladies, when I brought up this topic, each of you kind of jumped in to say, okay, I'd love to be a part of this. So can you kind of explain for us then how and why you wanted to be a part of, you're talking about kind of chronic pain and weaving with physical limitations. We'll kind of go through the same route again. Carol, do you want to start us off?
We're not alone. Our bodies just break down. This is what we were born with, but through accident or age or overuse or illness, something will happen to you. I don't know who this normal person is the doctors all compares to, but that person does not exist. And, just even in the last 5 years, man, I feel like I'm falling apart. you know, and it's, you know, I'm not the only one here. I'm the only one out in the middle of the country, so I don't have anybody to talk to. But I know, you know, every single person in this room has got something going on with them. And I won't say wrong, it's just the way you are. It's your
Sure.
normal. But
Absolutely.
we need to figure out a way to manipulate our equipment to make it work for us so that we can do what we want to do and give ourselves permission to have days where we can't. And that's a huge mental thing is, you know, I don't feel great today. If I just get out of bed and eat and that's all I do, that's okay.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
you know, I
Yeah.
want to weave today. Well, maybe all I do today is fill shuttles, and that counts.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
our
I love
community
that.
matters. You know, we
Yeah.
need to get out and help each other.
Yeah, for sure. And Carol, is it arthritis or what do you have that's what's
I have an immune problem that they still haven't been able to figure out after 54 years.
oh, thank
That kind of just flares up, and
Okay.
I have chronic arthritis all over my body. And right before lockdown, 2 weeks before lockdown,
Oh no.
I shattered my thumb in a farming accident, and it never got fixed. And so I have very limited mobility in one hand, and I have poor mid-range vision that's correctable, but makes some days on the loom just really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that is yes. Okay, the shattered thumb, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah.
Girl, that's oh, farming is dangerous. Clearly.
But yeah, you know what? If mostly we just fix things with super glue and duct tape and move on with our days and just deal with it later. So
just rub some dirt on it. It's fine.
Yep.
Just keep going. Oh goodness. All right, well let's roll to Anne. Now, Anne, what was your kind of interest in being part of this?
Well, I've always done craft, but
Yeah, love it.
my major is vision or lack of vision. I lost my left eye when I was 7 to cancer, and my right eye has been deteriorating. I'm now just one step off total blindness.
Wow.
And I changed what I can do as the vision's gone.
Yeah.
So now mine is crochet because you can feel what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I thought, never having weaved before, let's try it.
Yeah.
Got a small loom, and I do it all by feel.
That's amazing.
Some very, very good lighting, magnifiers when need be, but most of it is feel what you're doing, and your fingers can tell you an awful lot if you let them and believe what your fingers are telling you.
Right. I love that. And that's amazing. That is a challenge I can't fathom. That is incredible. We applaud you for sure. That's wonderful.
You do what you can. If you don't, you're going to sit and cry, and what does that achieve?
That's true. That is very true. I like that approach. Yes, absolutely. Now, Connie, what I know you're one of the first to jump in and be like, let's talk about it. What kind of things what kind of things are you working with on a regular basis?
Well, I have degenerative disc disease, so I have to be careful.
It's in your back. Is that right? Is
Yeah,
that in your
the
back?
lower back. So I have to be careful of that.
Okay.
I have both thumbs have been replaced, not replaced, but some joints have been replaced. They go in and let's see, they go in and slice here, and then take out the arthritic bone, and then they put tendon in here. Okay. So I can sort of, kind of, but not all the way go down, and once in a while it gets pain, and so I get cramped hands.
That'd be tricky.
My knee was replaced several years ago. So even though I love floor looms, I have to be careful. And then that's my right knee, my left ankle and tendons had to be replaced and done. So I have to be careful on treadles there too.
You're like the bionic woman, Connie.
Yeah, I've been called that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And the with the degenerative disc, is that is that an ongoing thing? Can you make that better or no, not really?
I believe that you could probably have surgery. Okay. The degenerative disc means that the thing inside the disc is shrinking and stuff.
Yeah,
and
bad news.
But I was talking to a nurse one time, and she said, don't get surgery.
Oh, okay.
So unless it gets, it's not bad, but it's just, I have to be careful.
Mhm,
And so I can't spend as much time as I want.
mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
I have to change positions and move around a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we see you doing all the historical reenactment stuff. So you figured out ways to still keep moving, which is wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Now, Gemma, how about you, my friend? What brought you here?
Okay, I was actually born with cerebral palsy.
Okay. Okay. And will you explain what that means, please?
So when I was born, due to a doctor error, I didn't get enough oxygen to the brain,
Okay. Okay.
which affects the gross and fine motor skills. So I've
Okay.
always been awkward.
Okay. Okay. Aren't we all?
Yeah. So more so than other kids. So couldn't do certain things in the playground, couldn't do.
Yeah.
Took a lot of work to figure out how to hold those paintbrushes and stuff. I like painting with my fingers directly onto the canvas more.
Nice. Versus having to kind of control a paintbrush.
Yeah. And my grandma tried her best to get me to learn how to crochet.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that.
Oh no.
Just
Okay.
could not get my brain wrapped around that.
Yeah.
And I took up embroidery more.
Oh,
as a kid.
Really? I would think embroidery was even finer, but that was easier?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the mathematics.
Yeah. Oh.
For crochet was just not there.
Yes. I understand. Oh, math. I understand that completely. Wow.
But yeah,
Wonderful.
my CPs pretty much stayed at the norm, but
Okay.
we are noticing that I am declining in my motor skills.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
So I'm actually doing the mental preparations for that.
Okay.
But with weaving, it's wonderful because you got a big shuttle and you got big sticks and you got big room, you
Yeah.
got tools to work with
Yeah.
to help with the motor skills.
Yeah.
A lot of feeling, like knowing to feel for the yarn and knowing to feel where the slots are.
Yeah. How wonderful. Yes. Thank you for sharing, Gemma. Here's kind of the one of the things I really want us to kind of talk about as a panel is the idea of clearly we all have things that we're working with, right? Things that make it harder than, as Carol says, the normal person, whoever the heck that is, which is I mean, we all have stuff, right? But I want to hear from you what kind of tools, maybe techniques, maybe habits, what kind of things have you tried to employ in your life so that you can really enjoy weaving still and continue to do it? What and it could be anything, friends. There's no wrong answer. So we'll kind of start with Carol again. Carol, what kind of things do you do? What kind of modifications do you make so that you can still enjoy the process?
Yeah, I have a whole list for you. I wrote everything
Excellent.
down so I wouldn't
Oh,
forget
good.
because
Yes.
right? Love lists. Well, I've had 3 broken knees and 2 broken ankles, and I've broken all the bones in my feet. So, you know, farming's hard. Loom benches. They're not comfortable. Can we discuss loom benches? They're too high. They're too square.
Yes.
Right?
It's very true.
So
Yes.
I had my husband hack the legs on my loom bench. They're not cheap. I don't care. So the bottom of my loom bench, the legs are actually at an angle. So I sit forward a little bit, which takes the pressure off my back.
Tilt it a little then?
Yep. It takes the pressure off the back of your knees so your feet and your knees don't swell and hurt. That's, that was one thing.
That's huge.
That's huge. I build in breaks by not having a pile of full bobbins sitting next to me. When I run out of a color, I actually have to get up, and that makes me stand. That makes me stretch my back, makes me go get a drink and go to the bathroom.
Yes.
So built-in break.
There we go. Yes. Yeah.
For a while, I had one of those, Connie will remember, but they used to make these like Lazy Susans for cars. and you could put it on the seat so you could sit on the seat and you could turn and not mess up your dress to get in and out of a car. They still make them, and you can put one on your loom bench so that you're not sliding sideways. You sit down, you turn, and then you step off the loom bench.
Okay, that's revolutionary. Where has
Right?
that been all my life?
I don't know.
Oh.
Probably a little earlier before you were born. All of my looms are on sliders, those big carpet sliders.
Oh yeah.
So that when I am dressing my looms, you can move them with like 2 fingers. That makes your loom really light. And then you can turn the loom towards your light source. You can turn your loom so that you can reach your heddles better, get things threaded. And never forget, these are tools. So when you're threading your loom and you're doing all that stretching and your lower back is screaming, you can take your breast and back beams off with a simple screwdriver.
Nice.
When you're not reaching, you are standing right there.
Nice.
And then when you're done, put those beams back on.
Yeah. Now, Carol, can I ask you a question though? When you have, you say your looms are on the sliders.
Yep.
Are there times when you don't want your loom to be on a slider though? Like if you're,
Nope.
no, oh, okay. She's like, no, okay.
Nope.
Okay.
I was afraid that I would be, when you're moving,
Yeah.
when
Yours
you're
are really
beating,
tight?
that it would move. It
Uh-huh.
doesn't.
Okay.
I have to keep, because I have sectionals and I have to keep those big pins away from the wall.
Okay.
I put 2x4s on the floor that reach from the wall to the back frame of the loom that keep it from sliding towards the windows so that I don't crush my pins.
Got it.
But the loom doesn't move anywhere. It's heavy enough when you're using it, it doesn't move.
Okay.
But it's light enough with the sliders on that moves when you want it to move.
Brilliant. Brilliant. That's
So,
amazing. What else you got for us?
I move I make sure my heddle that thing is backlit like crazy. With vision problems, if it's backlit brightly, I don't even have to think about whether or not there's a thread in a heddle. I can see very clearly. It lights up like a beacon. And when you slay that reed, if there's already a thread in there, you see it, and you don't even have to think about, getting that threader in the right hole because it's just the next one down the line that's got a light shining through it.
Gotcha. So do you have it set up then, Carol, just so I understand? Do you have it set up so that wherever you're sitting, the light is kind of shooting towards you? Is that how you
Yep.
do it? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
Very clever. Very clever.
Yep.
Smart.
It's just, there's a lot of little things you can do. And, always just ask. This is what our community is for. Someone has probably thought about it and not even realized that they're doing something different than everybody else. Just say, help. I need,
Right.
It hurts to do this, or how can I modify my world to make this work? We do it every day in our life. We move the coffee cups down one shelf as we get older. We can't reach anymore.
Right. Yes.
But we don't realize we're doing it. And someone else can benefit from that knowledge if we would just open up and share.
Oh, I love that. Carol, that's an awesome list. That is, I'm going to get that from you later. We're going to share that with everybody. That's fantastic. Thank you. So, Anne, how about you? With having limited vision, you must have some good tricks for how you can see things better.
Similar to Carol was saying there, is I've used an office chair at the loom, but I'm a lot closer to the loom as opposed to the bench being so much higher.
Got
the
it.
cloth beam is virtually chest height.
Yeah.
So I'm right on top.
Yeah.
So it's making what very little vision I've got.
Yeah.
It's like tunnel vision, but
Sure.
sort of pinprick style.
Yeah.
That and mark everything. Good, very, very good light.
Oh, love it.
Contrast. I use tea towels of different colours on my lap, on the table. So it contrasts between what you're working on.
Yeah.
And
That's such a good point. Contrast is that's a great tip, Anne. Absolutely. I love that tip. Yeah.
And mark things. I have some specific textural paint, but things I've used nail varnish to mark the top of and the front of shuttles.
Yep.
The distances on your loom to make sure you're weaving straight. You can feel it with your fingers.
Yeah.
Your vision, you can see it.
Right.
Nail varnish is cheap.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
Okay.
just a
So,
little dab of it anywhere.
yeah. So Anne, what do you mean when you say use nail varnish on your shuttles? How do you apply it?
Just a dab at the front of it
Oh, okay.
on
Okay.
the wood. That tells
Got
me
it.
that it's the right way up. And that's the front that I'm wanting to use.
Okay. Okay.
Because if it's just in my hand, I can't see which way it is.
Got it. Just to
I
orient
can
it.
feel it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
How wonderful.
So it's working with what you've got.
Yeah.
And as Carol says, we're all different, but
Yeah.
that becomes our normal.
Yeah. Well, and I love what you said earlier about how many things you can feel.
Yes.
Like just I think that, you know, as weavers, we're such kind of tactile people anyways, but especially for you, if you don't have you know, as much vision to help with all of that, I can't imagine some of the ways that you're just constantly you feel the fabric, to feel if
Yes.
there are mistakes, if they're, you know, how the
Mhm.
pattern's going, where the repeat is. That's amazing.
That, and take photos with your phone,
Ooh,
because
yeah.
that way I can virtually see the whole pattern.
Yeah, you can blow it up.
Up.
Big you need.
Where I can't see it on the loom, bringing it in like that I can. And
Great tip.
with sight in only one eye, you don't see 3D. You only see flat.
Oh, and I had no idea. Wow.
It's a bit, as people say, if you're watching the television, it's a flat picture.
Yeah.
That's how I see real life.
Wow.
So
Wow.
any weaving pattern or crochet that gives a 3D image, log cabin,
Yeah.
I can't see.
Doesn't matter for you.
I can count them. I know it's there.
Yeah.
So what I do is take the photos and I send it to certain friends, and it's, can you see the pattern?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get the reply, yes, you're doing it right. We can see the pattern forming. Whereas, yes, I can count it mathematically,
Yeah.
but I can't see it.
Yes. So, and does that mean do you kind of stay away from those kind of patterns, or not necessarily?
No, because it's tenacity, and because somebody says you can't do it, I do it.
Right? Oh, I love that. I love that.
I've had lots of people say, you shouldn't be able to do that. Well, once somebody says you shouldn't be able to do it, like us all, I'm going to do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Because you said
that.
I can't.
Right, exactly. Watch me.
Yes.
See? This is why we're all in the community together. We have that same kind of streak of don't tell me what I can't do. I love that.
Yeah, you just like different ways of working.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, and I think in so many ways, then, if you have unique challenges, it forces you to be more creative. Like what may work for, you know, other weavers, you're like, doesn't work for me. So let me think about what I have around me. How can I change my environment? How can I, you know, what can I do to make this so it works for me?
Yeah, and I always try and put stuff in the same place.
Oh,
I try.
nice.
It doesn't always work. So
Yeah.
I can just reach and there's the scissors.
Perfect.
Because I can't necessarily see them. And too many times I've been in a different place and you go to pick up the scissors and stab yourself.
I need to practice that, Anne.
Yeah.
I need to put my scissors in the same place, or just have more scissors everywhere. I don't. Yes, I
Doesn't always work, but I try.
Right. I love that. How great! What a great list of tips, Anne. Thank you so much. Connie, what about you? What are some of the things you can share? How you've helped yourself out here?
Well, first of all, Anne, I met a gal when I was demonstrating that was blind, and she had been a weaver, and she still wove. Her husband would help her. She kept the loom threaded the same pattern all the time,
Okay.
and he would help warp and dress the loom, and then she could weave. And she did it all by textile. So when I was demonstrating, she would come and she would feel my patterns and feel what I was weaving so that she could know what I was doing.
That's awesome.
So she was totally blind.
Mhm.
Still kept weaving.
That's incredible.
Let's see. For me, I got a warp a loom bench last year, and it's the perfect height for 3 of my looms.
Oh.
And so I slide them back and forth. You know, my studio's crowded.
Yes.
Thanks to the yeast, it's even more crowded. But I use that, and I've never tried making the bench at an angle.
Smart.
I might put it up on something to see if it's better or not.
Yeah.
But I have to be careful dressing the loom. I do take the beams off, the back beam and the front beam when I can, and do
Nice.
it. And one thing, my hands cramp and I have a lot of dropsy. So
Okay.
what I have is this.
Ooh, it's your little sleigh hook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but it's around your wrist.
So if I drop it, I don't have to get on the floor.
Doesn't go far. Look how brilliant you are, Connie.
Yeah.
That's so clever.
And then if I feel my hands aren't, then I can just use it without. But I don't know why my hands cramp. They don't have anything to do with the surgeries or anything, but probably because I play too many games. But I don't know. When I'm dressing the looms, I take a long time. People say, "How long does it take?" Well, you don't know. Except for my granddaughter Ashley made me time my little loom.
Oh.
And it took me 4 hours total.
Yeah,
but
that's
it took
fast.
me a lot longer, you know.
Oh, that's fast, Connie. That's fast.
You know, I mean, it took me longer, but you know, when you figure how long it takes if you were doing it straight across, it was 4 hours. But I do a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
And then with my floor looms, 2 of them have 6 treadles.
Okay.
And because I only stick to 4 harness, and 2 of them have 6 treadles. And so if I have to change the tie up, I get Norm.
Right? Everyone needs a Norm in their life. Come on,
Yes.
Norm. Help me out. Get into the loom. Do the thing.
I can get down, but it isn't pretty.
Yeah.
And getting up is horrendous.
Yeah.
And I can't kneel because of my knee.
Your knees.
You
Sure.
know?
Yeah.
So if I have to change the tie up, he's the one that does it.
He's the one. Excellent. And she'll be renting out Norm for $100 a day just to call her up. And yes, that's awesome.
I was talking to somebody yesterday and a friend, and she wants me to clone him.
Yeah, right. We all do, Connie. We honestly, we're gonna have the Norm fan club. That's for sure. Yeah, those are wonderful tips, though. I love I love how clever you are about, you know, I don't want to be, if I'm dropping things more than normal, how do I help myself from, you know, how do I prevent that? And also, I think your tip about, you know, taking breaks, I think that's one of the things that, you know, part of kind of the world we live in is this kind of go, go, go. How fast can you do it? And you're like, no, let's not. How about we, you know, take a lot of breaks, to Carol's point, and Connie, and how about we, you know, get up and stretch, and then we're brighter, we're like sharper and feeling better when we come back to it, and you enjoy the whole process versus pushing through and be like, I'm gonna finish it. And so I get it, but 4 hours to dress a loom is not long at all, my friend. That is not.
Well, that's the little loom. That's Bert Marie, my demonstration loom. You know, but yeah, it's not long. But like Carol, you know, there are days like after this last weekend, which was that was brutal with the heat.
So hot with where you were, yes.
Yeah. I take a lot of breaks, sit in my recliner, read, play games. And but I do have deadlines. So I have to push myself.
Sure.
So that I can get, I've got a birthday present due the end of September. I got to get it done. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. All right, let's roll over to Gemma. Gemma, what do you have for us? What are some of the things that you like to use to help yourself out?
I was given these tools.
What are they, sweetie?
The sleigh hook and the
reed
thing for the reed hook.
Yeah? Is it a sleigh hook and a heddle hook? Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best thing ever.
No, good.
Because a heddle hook, they're wood, but they're done ergonomically.
Nice.
But it's wood, so I love the textile.
Texture. That's fantastic.
I love the texture of wood.
Yeah.
For doing the hem stitch, I got a little thing of these needles.
Oh, okay. Special kind of needle to help.
Yeah, I find for me, when I'm doing the hem stitching, I tend to do a blanket stitch.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And that seems to be, for me, the best.
Good.
And if I'm on my rigid heddle, I like a good comb.
A comb?
I don't.
A comb?
instead of taking the rigid handle off the stand,
You just tighten it up with the comb. Okay.
I tighten it up with
I
a
like
comb.
that. I like that.
And also, one last tool
Yeah, of course.
to slide my bobbin.
What is it, my friend?
I just got a big stick from the hardware store.
Okay. And what does it do?
And when I'm wanting to run the bobbin through, I just put the stick through, then let the bobbin slide across the stick. So
Oh,
it
is it like-
holds. So I go in between. It'll hold the thing down, and the bobbin can go through nicely without falling down.
So is this like a way to kind of clear the shed and give you a little, what's it called, a race to?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice. That's a great tip. Absolutely. I love that. Now, Gemma, do you have any kind of certain kind of habits that you put in place when you're weaving? Do you have?
Well, I have this box always on my little tray next to my loom.
What's in the box?
My scissors, my bobbins. I have a ribbon with every 50 centimeters marked off.
Ooh, cool. Nice.
So I can sort of plan how big
Yeah.
my project's going to be if
This
I'm
is
doing
so
a
smart,
bigger
though,
one.
to have all those little things handy, that they're right next to you and they're ready when you need
Yeah.
them.
So, and then
Wonderful.
my friend gave me the bobbin winder.
Yeah.
So,
That's wonderful. Oh, I love those tips, Gemma. Thank you.
and because of the studio where I'm going to, they're going to make me a shuttle that's meant for the rag rugs.
Oh, yay.
You
That's
know, the
great.
wide one, because I can't get them here.
Okay. So they'll make you one. Fantastic.
They'll make me one, and then I can do my rag rugs or my wool rugs.
Yeah.
I get given a lot of wool from friends who have sheep.
Oh, wonderful. It's good to have friends that have sheep. That's fantastic. Do you know what, though? Here's what I'd like to point out, too, that I think is wonderful, is that in each of your stories, you've each had things that you like modified, that you're like, hey, this isn't working quite the way it is. How do I change this? Whether it's Carol and the weaving bench, or Gemma's having someone make the tool for her. I think that there's nothing wrong with actually being aware that you can tweak things. Find someone who's handy, because I'm not. So, but just that whole think outside the box. You know, if this was a little shorter or a different material, I could feel it better, and have someone help you with that. I think that's part of the whole creative solutions, which is wonderful. That's what I admire about each of you and all of your kind of your tips and tricks for us, which has been wonderful.
And
Gemma,
I
do you
do
have
not,
others? Go ahead.
I do not allow my son to help me. He's at a dangerous teenage year.
Okay, the teenager can't help. Okay, that's a good rule.
The teenager cannot help. He'll make it more work than even my cat does.
For your mental health, that's important to put boundaries in place like that. That's a great tip. Yes.
But I'm still trying to figure out if I can do a bench pillow. I'm using like a seat that you use for the outdoor chairs.
Yep.
I'm hating it because it's not big enough.
Oh, okay. Bigger size.
And IKEA's benches and pillows are too thin, so
there we go. We have faith that you'll
I
sort that out, my friend.
I need something cushioned to sit on, and of course, because I have cerebral palsy, I have to go for physio once a week.
I'm sorry, you have to what?
Physiotherapy.
Yes. Physical therapy, sure.
Yeah. It's very important because sometimes it'll be my back will spaz up, or my foot will spaz up, or my shoulders and arms will spaz up. I've also had a stroke.
Oh no! Oh, my friend, it's a
minor stroke, but
you're doing it though. That's amazing.
I'm doing it.
Yes, you are.
It's my thing.
Yeah, it's your thing. I know. We're so grateful it is. And that actually leads perfectly into the next question, which is why weaving? I know all of you do a variety of crafts, but with all the things given with your situation and what you like to do, Why is it weaving that calls to you? Oh, I see Norm. Hi, Norm.
Well,
We're working on how to clone you, Norm. Don't you worry. All right, Carol, why don't you start us off? Why weaving for you, my friend?
I don't know. For me, it's just that's the thing that clicked. It just is. I mean, after the watercolors, the acrylics, all the other things I've tried, the pottery, the stained glass, this is the one that just felt normal. So this is the one where you can sit down or not sit down. You've got colors, you've got tactile, you've got design. Not a lot of other people do it, which
is true. We like that.
Yeah. And it's a true art. It's not just a craft. And and I love the old equipment. I mean, there's people out there that have the new equipment, but I like my old equipment. And it just that's my jive. And that's just what makes you happy, and what makes you get moving in the morning. Then that's what it is.
Yeah, great answer. How about you, Anne? Because I know you mentioned like crochet and some other things. So why weaving for you?
I used to do a lot of very fine embroidery, but as sight was going, I just could not see it at all.
Okay.
Then to the crochet, which I still do.
Yeah.
I do quite a lot of. It's texture. I can feel. I don't need to look what I'm doing.
The tactile.
And then I thought, having seen YouTube and various others, and let's give weaving a try. My mum and dad bought me a small rigid heddle loom just as lockdown was starting, posted it over to me. And as they say, you start there and you carry on. And I'm just about to say order another loom. So that's So
that's awesome.
And I really enjoy it. It's so much tactile. I don't need to look so much. And as has been said, not many other people do it. And to lots of people that look at it, it's magic. How on earth have you managed to do that? How do you create that? You just don't tell them. Let them mystify over it all.
I like it. Keep it a little mysterious.
Yes.
That's wonderful. That's a great answer, Anne. Thank you. Yeah. All right, Connie, you've been doing it for many decades. Why weaving, my friend? Why?
I have to.
Ooh.
I weave because I have to. When I first saw my first spinning wheel, and had to learn, and then I was first loaned a loom. I had to learn, and I have to.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm away from it for 2 or 3 days or something, it's just
yeah.
But you were talking about things, tools and stuff, and you mentioned that you don't fill up a lot of bobbins.
Yeah, Carol would say that.
Bobbin winder, and I have an electric ball winder, so that I don't have to use my wrists and my hands.
Nice.
And I only do one bobbin at a time. Then I have to get up and do it. But as far as weaving, I can't imagine not.
Oh, I love that. That's really special. Well, and I think that is to have really like a calling like that, to feel that kind of compulsion. This is what the core of me is supposed to do. This is what the soul, whatever you believe in, this is my person is meant to do this. That's really special, Connie. Thank you. Yeah. I love that. Gemma, how about you? I know you do a lot of different things, but why weaving for you, friend?
Oh, good. When I had a big breakdown, I was in a clinic. I had never known about weaving before. Okay. And they stuck me on this massive floor loom.
Nice.
And I realized how much it calmed me, that back and forth to the shuttle.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't do a lot of stuff. I couldn't concentrate to paint or anything like that if I was having a bad day because of post-traumatic stress disorder.
Sure.
And they put me on the loom, and then I went years, and I thought, well, what's another way I could pick up weaving? So I started stick weaving.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
And I moved from about 3-4 sticks to make a little scarf to about 1 meter wide with chopsticks drilled with holes.
Oh, sweet.
and I made a couple rugs, and people were getting into that. And I was showing a friend about the stick weaving, and she was like, "Here, try the rigid heddle."
Yeah.
Loved it. I loved how I could play with colors, play with texture.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a simple up and down, I could still play.
Yeah.
And then I got given this beautiful Countermarch floor loom that I've been working on for the last 3 years,
Wow.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
Trying to remember how long I've been in this apartment for about 3.5, 4 years.
Okay.
So, but as long as I've been in this apartment, I've been weaving on the floor loom.
Nice.
But I would say about 5.5 years with the rigid heddle. Not only do I set up my loom, when I'm at the studio, I'm helping a friend with the little cradle loom and her rigid heddle loom.
Wonderful. I love your point though, Gemma, about how the weaving really helped settle you, and that really helped, helped kind of helped your mind clear and to be more at peace. That's awesome.
It's a form of EMDR.
Okay.
Eye movement desensitization.
Sure. Yeah.
And my therapist is like, "Oh my God, you've got the best therapy." And we've noticed since I've started really working with the floor loom a difference in my mental health level.
Oh, I love that. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Okay, here's what I think we're going to do, my friends. I'm going to bring Lori. Are you good to come on for just a moment? Yeah, she's like shaking her head. Yes, she's it. Because I want to make sure, Lori, we hear some of your tips and tricks and your answers too. And then we'll take a few questions from the community. That's going to be perfect.
Wonderful tips I'm hearing here.
Right? Aren't they great?
So for me,
yeah.
I also have the carpal tunnel. This is a knitting brace, but it has like Velcro, so it can apply pressure. Okay. And then this way you have less swelling in your fingers.
Oh, nice.
So I wear both gloves on both hands.
Okay.
I remind myself to do that before I just get started. Otherwise, I can see the swelling going up.
Yeah.
When I see the swelling, I make a bath of ice cubes and water. Mm-hmm. Ice takes down swelling.
Nice.
Another thing I do is I throw myself a party going, "Yay me," and just doing this. And this way to just get energy and blood like going through my arms.
Love it.
So that's another thing that I do.
I think we should always party and say "Yay me." I think that should always be part of it, Lori.
No one's here right now. It's just me and my thoughts and you guys. Okay.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah, that's one of the things I do. Also, between weaving, I use a kitchen timer. So it makes a really loud noise because I'm ADD in my head. And sometimes I can go weaving for like the longest period I've gone was 4 hours, and I paid for that.
4 hours.
I just lost track of time. I was in my happy zone, and afterwards I saw I was bedridden for a while. So never again. I use this
kitchen timer. I love you have like an egg timer. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I use a kitchen timer in every room. Okay, so if I'm doing a task, say putting away laundry, 3 minutes. Yeah. When you have not a lot of energy, you have to think about what it is that you're going to do.
Yeah,
because I have fibromyalgia as well. So I have to think, how much energy do I have, and what I'm going to do with this energy. Yeah. Another thing, the mental check-in. I say to myself, "Okay, Lori, how are you feeling today?" And just quiet and just see how I'm feeling. And that's when you determine, maybe I can start weaving a little bit later. Or sometimes I can start weaving if I'm having a great stomach day early in the morning while it's very quiet. It's dusk. Okay. So it's not always the same time. I used to beat myself up. This time you sit between and this time you work. And it's like, no, this is not the way my body is working.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
With the spasms, it is what it is. I just stop what I'm doing and just like let it ride out. Okay. Yeah. So that's why some people get blocked sometimes accidentally because my thumb's doing like this. Okay. So I blame it on the thumb. Okay. What else do I do? What's it? Colored heddles. Yes, I have
Oh.
the Sharpie magic marker on the heddles. Okay,
So
I
you
have
can see them clearly. Which
you can
shaft?
see it
which-
clearly. Yeah. So I
Nice.
look down at my multifocals and I look down to see
Yeah.
the part. I admire Anne. Anne, you're wonderful. Okay, I give me so
amazing.
much tips. Also, another thing I do is self compassion. Some days I just can only do so much. It is okay.
Okay.
It's okay, and letting go of the perfectionism, which has been my biggest enemy during this whole thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also toilet training.
Oh,
So everyone has to go to the toilet, right?
yes. Yes.
So if I'm in the toilet, I'm doing this. After I'm listening to the sound of the toilet flushing, okay?
Okay.
After I wash my hands. So I'm
Yeah.
doing
Oh.
the shoulder moves
Nice.
and
A
doing a
little-
little dance.
Get the
And
energy
then
up.
when the sound of the toilet has finished flushing, then I know I've gotten a little bit of movement in to keep moving
Nice.
and not getting that stiffness, okay?
Yeah. Interesting.
I have a massage mat, just yoga mat, sorry, laid out on the floor.
Yeah.
So sometimes I
Yeah.
just need to lay flat on my back, okay?
Sure.
What
Yeah.
is it? Also this thing. This is given to me to develop
Oh,
grip,
hand strength. Nice.
hand strength.
Nice.
Because
Yeah.
making knots for me is very hard, okay?
Sure.
But just I'm strengthening my hands, and they say that hand grip is one of the indicators of a long life for
Oh,
people.
Awesome.
Yeah, because if you fall to grab onto something,
Okay.
and me, I want to be weaving until I'm 120.
Woohoo!
So that's
We're all for that.
I'm programming this in my head,
I
okay?
love it.
I'm
Love it.
60, I'm halfway there, okay? I just got another 60 to go, okay?
Amazing.
This is a Chinese acupressure stick.
Okay.
Sometimes I, cramping to get blood flow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Giving myself a little light tap,
Okay.
sometimes to get that cramping feeling out and get the
Yeah.
blood flow.
Wow.
This is a gift by a friend. Wonderful idea. And I do it for the back too, to loosen up.
Okay.
Drinking lots of water, but not too much, but keeping hydrated.
That's
If
important.
it's stopping, it's like, okay, how do I feel? Do I feel cold? Stop at that moment and put something warmer on. Or if you're too hot and you have to just take a cold shower.
Yeah.
Just keep the pain down before it gets to a level that you just can't even think anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Well, I
else
love this. I love this tip about kind of always checking in with yourself. I think that's so important, and I think the more we can kind of learn to listen and tune into our bodies, then the more we can proceed in a healthier fashion. Give ourselves a break when we need them, and carry on when we're feeling good.
Yeah, and
That's great. That's a great tip.
And also for me, avoiding the sugar to get you use the sugar to get that energy, but
Okay.
then you crash back down.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, stay away from the sugar. Just drink a cup of tea, like Chris. Okay.
Okay, you guys know that I have a donut with a cup of tea, though, right? I got bad news. That's not just a cup of tea. But yes, you have a good point. Yes.
And I have my box with my tools. Just one place. I have all my
Perfect.
tools inside here. Okay.
Love it.
I have the same thing too on a.
Oh, see, that's perfect.
This-
You and Connie, right? That's
Me and
awesome.
Connie, you and I would like this. Okay.
Yeah. Right?
This is a wonderful. And it's
Amazing.
just looking for little ways to, I'm not happy with my loom bench. It's better because I'm only 5 feet, okay? So,
Tiny.
yeah, adjusting for height to feel comfortable and checking in. Are my shoulders slouched, okay?
Yeah.
I also do go for acupuncture. That's one of the things. For me, it's like if I can keep this body going, no
Yeah.
matter what challenge I have, I can keep weaving.
Yeah.
And
That is the goal, right?
And that is my goal. I mean,
That is the goal.
Anne is using
love it.
her fingers to feel. Okay, I'm using more of my eyes to feel. So it's
Yeah.
like we're using our hacks in order to keep it going.
Keep going.
And so
Yeah.
some days it's for the big loom, some days it's just a table loom.
Yeah. Sure.
So that's
Aw,
almost
thank you, my friend.
Yes.
That's been awesome. These have been great tips. Wonderful.
What else do I have? Yeah, that's it.
Good.
I think what weaving has taught me
Huh.
is just I just feel so lucky just to be able to.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're lucky to have you. That's for sure.
Aw.
We're so grateful. We're so grateful. I know, right? All right, my friends. Let's do a question or two here from the community and see what they've got for us. Let's see here. Nice. Okay, Sherry. There's a question for Carol. She says, I totally agree with the loom benches are the worst. Would you share a picture of the bench on your community page? I think absolutely that would be lovely to see some kind of how you modified it. Now, Carol, you're not on the Facebook though, right? We'll find some other way to get the information.
Yeah, I'll get you a picture.
Okay, perfect.
Literally, it is just I put so the feet on the loom bench. It's a flat piece of wood is the leg, and it's square to the floor.
Yeah.
And all I did is I put on the back of the leg. I put varying widths of wood on just the back of the leg until I found the most comfortable
angle you liked.
Angle I wanted. I drew a line and I took it out to the wood shop and just put the buzzsaw across it. And it just tipped it enough that it takes the pressure off the back of your knees. That's all you're doing.
That's awesome. Thank you.
And if you don't want to cut your loom bench, then you can stack a piece of wood under one of the legs and you can just tip it. So
there we go. I love it. Alex is all impressed with the idea of the acupuncture stick. She's seriously getting one. She says that was for Lori for sure. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, here we go. Here we'll do it this way. Julie says there's a question for Connie. Any tips for arthritis in the thumb joint? She's trying to avoid surgery.
I have worn gloves, kind of like Lori's gloves.
Okay.
A thumb one,
Okay.
And stuff. But once it's bone on bone, get an excellent surgeon. My first thumb replacement I had done, and in less than a year it was hurting again. And my therapist said, don't take his word for it. And he had x-rays and said, only God could do better.
Oh, wow.
So I went to my therapist and I said, it hurts. And he says, it's not, nothing's wrong. And so she sent me to another one who happens to be the best therapist and best surgeon for this kind of stuff, for hands in the state.
Wow.
And I went to her and he took about 2 x-rays and she took about 10. And she said that what had happened is he had put a little ceramic marble in the thumb joint.
Okay.
And the arthritis had built around it.
Oh, no.
So then she put a human tendon in it.
Wow.
And every once in a while it hurts. But once you're bone on bone, you're going to probably have to do surgery because you got bone on bone. There's nothing. Unless now maybe they can, I've heard that you can maybe insert a gel.
Okay.
You can do that in the back sometimes.
Yeah. That'd be for a specialist, I'm thinking, to Carol's
maybe they can do it for thumbs.
Yeah.
Or those steroid shots.
Yeah, of course, not a medical professional here, but I've got, when I tore up my hand, I got stuck with CMJ, which is the tendon surgery Connie's talking about. They go through, they take tendon from your forearm and they take it up through 2 fingers and across, and they take out a chunk of bone to make your thumb move again.
Okay.
But for a while now, this is the modern version of this, is for a while they can stave it off by injecting your thumb with steroids, which hurts like I can't even tell you how much that hurts.
Yeah.
And otherwise you can just wear a special CMJ brace on your thumb. At any point in time, you're not actively using your thumb. I'm supposed to be wearing one now. It's too hot. But Connie's right. It's, once you are bone on bone, you're just grinding away things, and then your body's sending more calcium to repair the area, which makes more bone, which makes more spurs, which causes more pain. So eventually you do have to get it fixed. But to stave it off, there are methods to stave it off for a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's an
Thank
overuse
you.
or injury issue.
Sure. Absolutely. By the way, I have a note here. It says it's Anne's birthday. Is that right?
Next week.
Next
Oh.
week. Happy birthday, Anne. That's wonderful. All right. Well, let's kind of wrap things up. We have a sweet note from Rachel. It says it all comes down to accepting our limitations as we age and yet finding ways to stay creative. Keeps our soul very, very happy. Rachel, I couldn't have said it any better. Thank you, panelists. This was really special. And I'm so grateful for you to come on and have a great conversation with us and to hear about how you're figuring things out and you're still pursuing this thing that you love so very much. So everyone, give me help me give a big thank you to all of our panelists. This has been really amazing, and we're so thankful for you. So let me we'll do a quick kind of wrap up here. Thank you, panelists. I'm going to take you off the stage here, and we'll wrap it up. Wasn't this great? This was so special. As I said, thank you so much for the panelists. Thank you to you for being such a wonderful audience and having some wonderful questions for us. Let me know if you would like to see more of this type of discussion, have like a weaving panel on to discuss. We can discuss different things too. But I think this has been kind of as the first time we're trying this format. And let me know in the comments, or you can email me if you have thoughts you want to share, because I'm always open to hear if there's something that we can do to make your weaving journey that much richer. All right, friends, next Thursday, I'll be right back here. Same bad time, same bad channel, back to our Live at the Loom format. There will absolutely be a recording of this up for anyone who wasn't able to join us, and that we can watch it over and over again. We want to see, Connie and her beautiful white hair. Anytime we get lonely, we want to see our other weavers, we can do all that. So mark your calendars for next Thursday, right back here for Live at the Loom. And in the meantime, pick up some of the tips and tricks that they mentioned and see if you can make your life a little easier so that you can weave more. Do something creative just for you, friends. That is always the goal. So have a wonderful week. And of course, happy weaving.